Hello everyone, my name is El Pernazo and for today's video we're gonna make a Yubel deck in 2025. Well, I already make it, right? So I'm just gonna make a brief explanation. First, for the ones who's not been following my prior Yubel videos last year, yes, I don't play the Dark Reckoning Beast engine. I think it sucks, it's useless win more, and you have enough normal summons already with the Samsara, the Lacrima, and the Fable. It's 5 normal summon in a 40 card deck. That's more than enough. You, like, let me just put it back right here. It's beckoning, right? Okay. I know that if you normal summon it and it results like it's plus infinite, blah blah blah, but in an actual duel, especially right now in a hand trap format, you are gonna draw this and this, like these two, and because these by nature force you to start with it as a normal summon in order to gain the extra normal summon as well as the extension via the continuous spell, you are forced to start with this if you draw both of them. So it's not an extender of the actual deck you're playing, which is the Yubel deck represented by the Samsara Lotus. No, it's not doing that. It's actually um, putting itself in the way because you are not protecting the Samsara but extending the Samsara unnecessarily, because what these cards are going to get you that are you're not available to make with these other cards. Like, you probably are losing what, one negate, two negates, maybe at best 3 interactions. Well, it doesn't matter how many interactions you're losing if every time you're actually playing the game these kind of cards are not gaining advantage by drawing each other to play around your opponent's interactions. Plus, like, in summary, if you draw both of them and you get Baylor on this, you're stuck with this one. If you have the Samsara and an actual extender, you're gonna play through the Baylor. Okay, so let's take that crap out. Let me see what we can talk about. Difference with the Snake Eyes deck that I showed you yesterday is that we're playing here 15 hand traps instead of the 17, because the Fiendling deck is a lot heavier than the Snake Eyes, so you can have that kind of privilege. Even so, if you see the deck, we're still playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards that are not hand traps, are and are not by themselves resolving starters slash extenders. Therefore, they're breaks. We're playing 7. That's a lot. And playing more than 40 is not gonna be an actual solution, because these cards like Dark Beckoning Beast are just very bad for just the two examples that I told you. Like, if you wanna know in depth more about why this card sucks, just let me know in the comments so I can make a video about it. Now, other thing that I need you to explain here is that this card is actually really good as a starter slash extender. I know that it's not going to get you the extra Fiend Link in the graveyard. However, when you're playing specifically the Fiend Link deck, you don't actually need that extra Fiend Link in order to make your whole combos. So you're gonna leave 6 interactions just by resolving this card. Okay, so let me just show you here. Let me see. It's gonna, well, hey, this ain't bad. I'm not gonna lie. You see, like, this is an actual, yeah. Like, I don't think the deck is bad. I just have specific problems with the deck that if you want me to let me know, like, you can also type it in the comments. Yeah, like, I would like to discuss why you think this deck is worse than last year. If the reasons are not that you're having bad draws, right? Like, you're gonna special summon the token, and because the token is a Fiend Light, you're gonna go with here. You're gonna use its effect. Let me see, where is it? Okay. You're gonna go with the Lacrima. You're gonna send the Engraver here. Now, like, you don't have other options. Yeah, yeah, you can make the Necroclip by using the Wrecking effect, but you're not gonna gain actually anything, because if this combo resolves, then Necro Keep in the graveyard is not gonna be extra food for the Area Leader, because we are not gonna use the graveyard effect of the Area Leader. Therefore, you don't waste it here, okay? Like, every resource is important here. Now you're gonna use the sequence, and because you're playing the Yubel deck, the Fiendsmith, the Fiendling, you are playing Area Leader in the extra deck, which only requires 2 instead of 3, like Desiree. Now we're gonna send the Sansara, and we're gonna make these 2 for a worse Promethean Princess, but gets the job done. Like, you're gonna discard something because we've been using 1 card at this point, the Tract. You're gonna revive the Sansara. Now you're gonna make its effect. You're gonna go with the Spirit. You're gonna make its effect. You're gonna set. You're gonna activate. You're gonna pop. You're gonna add the Gruesome. You're gonna special summon because you pop the Spirit. You're gonna special summon the Gruesome. And you're not gonna pop the Yubel because we're not playing the level 11, like the Yubel, Terror, Incarnate, blah blah blah. Because as you can see, as you just saw some minutes ago, the deck already has 7 bricks. So if we don't actually need them in the most literal sense of the word need, we're not gonna play the card. Okay, so we're not playing it. Now we're gonna make here the Unchain. We're gonna add the Sharvara, which is why we don't play 2 Sharvara, for example, because by itself does nothing. Now here, in this specific line, you're gonna make the Phantom to protect yourself from now on with these 2. You're gonna make sure that you're using specifically those 2 Jubels in this route of play. Now I like to put this one in defense because, like, just for extra damage, you're gonna risk like your opponent being some crazy lighting blah 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 thing in single one. Like, I don't know. Okay, the point here, because of the line that you've been using, you have this extra value on the field. So in order to not waste any other card, you're gonna pop it so you can summon the Sharvara. You're gonna use these 2. You're gonna go with the Rage because Sansara went to the graveyard. You're gonna set here the Unchained Trap, and now you're gonna use the Gruesome and you're gonna revive the Sansara. Why you're gonna revive the Samsara? So you can have 6 interactions. Why? Your opponent is gonna try to play. You're gonna use the Phantom of Yubel. You're gonna change the effect to pop the Spirit, and the Spirit is gonna summon the Yubel. And now, because you have Yubel on the field, Samsara can be a pseudo Phantom of Yubel too. So you can change the effect to pop the Yubel here. Now, remember, you have the Nightmare Prey, so they can hit the Sansara Lotus until you get to the point of actually using it. So we're good. Now, that's 2 interruptions. Then, you have the Soul Rage. You're gonna take one of their monsters. That's 1 interruption. You're gonna special summon the Little Knight. You're gonna vanish on summon something, 2 interruptions. And you are also gonna have the temporary vanish because of the second effect of Little Knight. So that's 3 interruptions. Now remember that this is very important. Before you summon the Little Knight, unless you're forced to, like actually forced to do it, try to use the trap first, because you're gonna pop and there's not gonna be a problem about it, because that's why you left the Yama in the graveyard. This is very important. And then you can have a follow-up, like you can recover just the Samsara that you choose. Imagine that you already use it, it's gonna be in the graveyard, so you're just gonna kinda recover it. You can recover the Spirit, so you can play, so if your opponent tries to attack you again, you can use it as a hand trap, and then the Nightmare Pain is going to protect you. Like, you have options, right? Like, regardless of that, you're gonna summon back the Link 2, and then you can do what you just saw. So the trap card and this Link 2 with the Yama in graveyard are going to be 4 interruptions and a follow-up. Also, you have the Phantom of Yubel and the Pseudo Phantom of Yubel. Therefore, you have 6 interruptions just by activating this one send card. Okay, so play Fiendsmith track. It's a really good starter. Don't cry about it. It's a lot better than the Dark Beckoning Beast because this card is a special summon. Okay, it's a second target for Engraver if you already have the track, or if you already have the Sank, so you can have 2 pushes instead of just one because of redundancy. Also, if you want to play around roll, you can use the Engraver to add the Sank to make the combo, and if they troll you, you can just make another combo, but making sure you can actually play the game, you know, instead of drawing track and passing because you can add anything else. Now, that's why you also play 3 track, because if this makes you what you just saw, this also is going to make it, so we're good. The normal summon of these ones also make it. Obviously, the Samsara make it. So this should be fine. All of the starters slash extenders can take us there, except this one. That's why it's considered a brick more than an extender, you know. That's why we put it here in the category, and that is very important at the moment that you're building your deck. You have to be very strict if you want to actually compete with it, okay? Now, here in the extra deck, a lot of the things like already you know, like there's no problem with not playing the Barudras because there's with Phantom of Yubel at 1, there's not much ways to actually have 2 level 10s on the field, and you don't want to actually compromise this to make this just so you can have an extra negation, okay? You're gonna make use most of the Desire as a level 9 to make Chaos Angel than Phantom of Jewel. That I can tell you. Okay, so from here, from the Phantom of Jewel to all the way here, I consider that it's mandatory to play it. Now, these 3 are actually optional, even the Caesar, believe it or not. But if you're not playing the Barudras already and consider how some Fiendsmith lines leave the Caesar with the Lacrima in the graveyard, maybe you want to play Paradise in the main, not the side deck, or you have it here, and you don't want to have the problems of trying to also change the extra deck if you want to put this so you can feed the Caesar or something, blah blah blah, right? Like you can do that, but I'm just letting you know that these 3 are flat spots. Like maybe in your locals or whenever Typhoon is trash, so maybe you can consider these other 2 cards. A second Requiem if your tournament is gonna be full of Bestials. It's very important to have a second one. The Nightmare Phoenix is also really good in the Fiendling deck. It helps you to make even normal monsters a Fiend effect monster, so you can go to Moon or to Yama or even the Little Knight. Also, it helps you to pop spell trap cards without the need to use the Little Knight, so you can push for direct damage, you can push after with the Yama, blah blah blah. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that these are options. I advise you to play the Paradise in the side because again it's an extra break. This is better because of the interaction and the facility to make two things in the field, so you at worst can make at least the Yama combo. So that's it for now. If you want some more specific Yubel content, you can let me know and we can discuss it. Thank you, and if you like it, please share and subscribe. See ya.